All right, next War Gamers. We are back for the second SOF phase. As I mentioned earlier, in an initiative turn that's separated into two, with the initiative player going on the first one, then you do air naval, and then this non-initiative player goes in the second SOF phase. In this case, the ROC with their U.S. allies. By GSR special or scenario special rule, they're limited to the allied player is limited to raids on DF-21 detected DF-21 26s and the PRC rocket artillery in the holding box. Technically, all other raids can be conducted normally, but there's nothing to do because there are no units on the map that they can really get to. There are no air assets for bombing. They could do targeting because they have the ability to do that. The ROC does have some missile strikes that they can take. So we're going to come over here and lay these out. I think we're going to target with this guy. We're going to raid. Maybe target one of these guys. How many missiles do they have? You know what? I don't know that I want to spend the very limited supply of rock missiles on that. So maybe we won't even do targeting this turn. So there's no point. So we'll save these guys for later. Actually, we'll flip that out. So we will just simply do a raid. If I do this, you can see this is rough terrain. In the GSR, it also states that all of these are occupied, but by less than one brigade for the purposes of raid die roll modifiers. So we're going to look in the rough terrain, which is basically the first. So on the Special Operations CRT, it's the first row, and then first column as well. Those are considered. Actually, that's a great question. The DF-21 26 markers are the DF-21 26 markers are they are hardened targets for airstrikes and missile strikes, but they are installations for SOF strikes. So we're looking at the second column, first row for this. It's a 2 or less, except there's a +1 for the occupied by less than one brigade / regiment. So we will simply roll. That's going to miss, and then they roll for survival, and they don't survive. So they're gone. Here, this is an arty, so we're on the first column in the first row. So it's even worse. We need a 0. So these are not necessarily great raids, but hey, we'll take the shot. A miss also does not survive. Not really great for the ROC Special Forces, but that's okay. And then the last, artillery, a miss, and also not survive. So not a great use of those guys. These guys will just send back to technically available because they didn't get used. And, you know, might not have been the wisest thing to do, but hey, you know, got to try something. That's it for this. The next thing we're going to get into is a strike phase, which is long and involved, and we'll probably break it up into several activities, probably missiles followed by all the airstrikes as two separate things, because otherwise it could get pretty long and involved. So anyway, see you next time.